If you have very few friends, psychologists say it's probably not because something's wrong with you. It's because something's different about you, and most people can't handle it. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Why it matters. These aren't social deficits. They're cognitive patterns that make shallow connection feel like work, and most people mistake your selectivity for rejection. Radical authenticity. You can't fake interest when you're not interested. And you won't pretend to care about things that don't matter to you just to keep conversation going. Picture this. You're at a party. Someone's telling you about their fantasy football league or their new car lease. You try to engage, but your face gives you away. You can't manufacture enthusiasm. Your brain's authenticity circuit, linked to the anterior cingulate cortex, won't let you perform fake social behaviors without creating internal dissonance. That dissonance is exhausting. Most people learn to mask this. You didn't, or couldn't. Studies show highly authentic people have fewer friendships but report greater life satisfaction. The relationships they do have run deeper. The fix? Stop apologizing for what doesn't interest you. But that authenticity comes with a cost most people don't see. Low tolerance for superficiality. Small talk feels like sandpaper on your brain. You're not being difficult. Your nervous system genuinely can't find the reward in surface-level interaction. Imagine this. Someone asks, "How was your weekend?" You know they don't actually want to know. They want the script. Good. You? Instead, you either give a real answer that makes it awkward, or you force the script and feel hollow. Your brain's reward system, the ventral striatum, doesn't activate during shallow exchange. There's no dopamine hit, no reinforcement, just nothing. Psychologists call this depth-seeking behavior, and it's linked to higher need for cognition. Your brain is literally wired to crave substance. The fix? Find people who ask follow-up questions. And while you're searching for depth, you're probably also overly independent. You don't need people the way most people need people. And that makes others feel unnecessary. Think about it. Your car breaks down. Your first thought isn't, who can I call? It's, how do I fix this myself? You solve your own problems, manage your own emotions, entertain yourself. Your self-sufficiency signals to your brain that social connection is optional, not essential. The oxytocin system, which drives bonding, stays quiet because you're not seeking attachment. Here's the uncomfortable part. People bond through shared vulnerability and need. When you don't need them, they don't know how to connect with you. Research shows high self-sufficiency correlates with smaller social networks, but lower anxiety and depression rates. The fix? Let someone help you with something small. But your independence isn't the only thing keeping people at a distance.
Selective vulnerability. You don't share your internal world easily, not because you're closed off, but because most people haven't earned access to it. You're with friends, or people who think they're your friends. They're sharing personal stuff. Your turn comes. You deflect or give them the surface version. They think you don't trust them. You do. You just have high standards for intimacy. Your brain's trust mechanism, governed by the amygdala and prefrontal cortex, requires consistent proof of safety before releasing deeper material. Most people's brains are more permissive. Studies show selective vulnerability is a trauma-informed response, but also a marker of emotional intelligence. You're protecting your peace. The fix? Name it. I need more time before I share that. And here's where it gets really isolating. Pattern recognition. You see things other people don't see. And once you see them, you can't unsee them, which makes most friendships feel like performance. Someone tells you a story about their relationship. While they're talking, you're noticing the contradictions, the justifications, the patterns they're blind to. You can't just listen. Your brain won't let you. Your anterior cingulate cortex, the pattern detection center, is hyperactive. You're constantly analyzing behavior, motive, consistency. It's not judgment, it's just how your brain processes social information. But here's the problem. Most friendships require you to not point out what you're seeing. They require you to let people have their illusions. Psychologists say high pattern recognition is common in people with analytical or systemizing brains. It's a gift and a curse. The fix? Learn when to observe without commenting. But even when you try to stay quiet, there's one more thing working against you. Inconvenient honesty. You tell the truth even when it costs you, not because you're harsh, but because lying, even small social lies, feels fundamentally wrong. Picture this. A friend asks if you like their new business idea. You don't. Everyone else says, "Yeah, sounds great." You say, "I think there are some gaps you should consider." Your brain's integrity circuit won't let you deliver false validation. The cognitive dissonance from lying activates your anterior insula, the discomfort center. It's physically uncomfortable for you. Most people can bend the truth for social cohesion. Your brain treats that bending as a threat to your sense of self. Research shows radical honesty creates trust in the long term, but discomfort in the short term. Most people don't make it to the long term. The fix? Soften the delivery, not the truth. And here's one more that rarely gets talked about. Comfort with solitude. You don't experience loneliness the way most people do. Solitude isn't something you tolerate. It's where you recharge. You're home on a Friday night, alone. No plans, no texts, and you're fine. Better than fine. You're reading, creating, thinking. Your brain is lit up with activity. Your default mode network, the part active during rest and introspection, is more developed. You generate your own dopamine through internal exploration, not social stimulation. Studies show people who are comfortable alone have stronger prefrontal cortex activity and report higher autonomy. But socially, it reads as disinterest. The fix? You don't need one. But if you want connection, schedule it like an appointment. If you have few friends, it's not a failing. Radical authenticity, low tolerance for superficiality, independence, selective vulnerability, pattern recognition, inconvenient honesty, comfort with solitude, these aren't weaknesses, they're filters. And here's the psychological truth no one wants to say out loud. Most people can't handle who you actually are, not because you're broken, but because you're inconvenient to their need for comfortable illusion. The right people won't find you difficult, they'll find you rare. If this described you, you're not alone in being alone. And you don't need to change. You need to stop pretending that surface-level connection is the same as real connection. Subscribe if you want psychology that doesn't tell you to fix yourself to fit in. See you next time.